So here we are once again discussing about another uh, tool. So as you all remember, we have discussed that for secondary research, the most important, or for an analyst actually, the most important thing is daily monitoring. Monitoring of the news, monitoring of lot of information about the product, what is happening, the company, the competitor basically. So to do that, obviously it's not humanly possible to check out all the competition, and even if you are able to check out the competition, you don't know which are the upcoming competitions. So for that, there have been multiple tools, which some of them which we have already, some of the basic ones which we have already discussed. Now we will be discussing about another tool, which is known as Google Alerts. So how do we use Google Alerts? Now let's go. I'll just type here Google Alerts. Once I do that, I have this link. I'll just click on the link. Here is the Google Alert, page basically. So now what I'm gonna do is, um, I'll so there are multiple ways of doing it. You can put alerts for a company, for a product, for even for yourself. So, for example, here it says that search on the web about Himanshu Sehgal. So, obviously, I'm not going to do that. But let's just go with a very simple thing. Let's just go with one word, one keyword. So, you have obviously your all keywords, list of keywords, which you want to create an alert for, which we have already discussed. So, now let's use those keywords. So, one such example is, let's say, Kitruda. So Katura is one word. Now, if I want to create an alert, what I'll do is I'll just put show options here. Now, if I want to, change the frequency of my alert, so let's say I'll change the frequency of the alert to as it happens. So as a CI alert, as a CI professional, it's always very important to understand what exactly happened, as and when information happens. Because what happens is your client is looking out for an alert. So what happens, a news comes in, and as soon as it hits on the Google, it sends you an alert on your email, on your registered email address, and from there you can go and check out the news, and if it is a relevant news, you process it, you create a news alert, and gather the intelligence around that news, and then share it with your client. So as a CI professional, we usually go for as it happens, basically on a real time basis. But if the keyword is not that important for you, or if it is not if your client is not asking you for the real time updates, maybe once a day, so in that scenario you can change the frequency to once a day, or similarly to once a week. So as at the moment, let's just take once a day. Now, sources. So again, this is about what sources the Google Alert should focus on. Is it on only on the news platforms, blogs, across the web, wherever it is? It could be YouTube or wherever it is. Automatic is obviously, it is again the at the same platform. Now then, there are very selective options also, like videos. So, for example, there is a advertisement coming on YouTube or on any other platform where advertisement comes in. We'll talk about Spot TV and other platforms where you get to know about a lot of videos basically. So, if you want to set an alert that video interview, or video about related to Getruda comes on, then discussions. So there are multiple discussion forums, and if they are public forums, then Google Alert will check out on those forums and get you the, if Ketuda words hit in there, then it shares the information with you. Now comes finance. So finance is usually an example such as Google Finance, Yahoo Finance, Reddit, and other couple of platforms. So what happens is, like for example, if you click on finance, so on these platforms about Kitruda, what is going to happen is that it is gonna search on all those platforms which are enlisted as financial and again public listed, available for public. So it will search on those all those platforms, and share the alerts with you, and which will be from those financial websites and all. So again, at this moment, let's just select automatic and and then move on. So now comes language. So language and region. These are two similar kind of uh, fields for you. So for example, um, it a lot of time happens that there is a very small company news which is a kind of a local company, let's say, or a regional company which is producing Keytruda biosimilar, let's just say that, for lack of any other example, Keytruda biosimilar, it's a Chinese company, let's just say that. So it might be a possibility that English news platforms, the platforms which track English news, they might not have covered it. Or let's just change a different example for a better understanding. Another example could be uh, Okay, another example could be that Keytruda is a big product, so uh, all news or most of the news are going to be covered. But let's just assume there is an anti-infective drug, basically. It's not a multi-million-dollar kind of drug. It's not a blockbuster drug. Basically, it's a very small but revenue-earning product, um, and it gets reimbursement in Germany, let's say. So English news platforms are not going to cover that news. So what will happen is you might miss that news. So that's where you can select the language. You can also select the region. So for example, you want an English news, but from that specific region. So you can use it as a permutation combination. English and any region, English in specific countries, Spanish in specific country, or Spanish in US, let's say, something like that. So those kind of combinations you can put in. So at this moment we are going with English, and we have other options like any language, so we can do that as well. Any language, any region, and then how many. So this is a very interesting and a very peculiar option. And let me just give you a bit of a background how it works. So basically, how it works is, it so Google has all the websites linked to it, basically all news websites, all available forums, government website, and so on and so forth. So Google has some sort of a ranking system, or point-based system for each website, which depends on the website's lot of factors. So I'm not going to go into those details, but uh, because of those factors, some websites are higher ranked and some websites are lower ranked. I'll tell you why I've told this thing. So, uh, best results depend on a lot of things. Now, uh, in just a while, I'm going to show you how the output, or the alerts come in on your email address. So, which I will show you. So, what happens is that, for example, for Kitruda word, you have gotten 10 news tomorrow. Now, I'm gonna just click on, after reading the title, and then a couple of other things. I'm going to take an informed decision of clicking only 7 news out of those 10 news, basically. So in couple of days, Google is gonna track that what kind of news I am dropping, or not checking, and what kind of news I'm checking on a regular basis. So based on that, it will take an informed decision on its own, and then share those sort of alerts, and obviously those will be the best option, or best results. Now, just a second ago, I've told you about the ranking system. So this also happens. So for example, you put in Keytruda, and then there are, let's say, 20 same news that Keytruda has gotten approval from FDA related to cervical cancer, let's say cervical cancer. So, it is available on 10 different places. Okay, so what Google is gonna do is it is gonna share only the best results based on the ranking. So if 20 websites have published it, there must be 7, 8, 5 websites which are highly ranked on Google. So Google is gonna send you the best two or three results about that news, different versions basically of that news from the trusted websites which are best results. So, and then there are all. The all could be all also includes things like market research reports, the promotional things, and a lot of other material which is sometimes not useful for us. So now all my settings are done. I'll put it create alert. So here you can see that there is a create alert. Alert has been created. Okay. Now I will take a slightly difficult example or a string search basically. So let me show you which I've already created. One second. Yeah. So here we are. So this is a search string which I have already created. I have been doing my tracking, so I have already created this kind of a search string. So here you can see the I have created a combination. I am going to show you a bit of a longer combination of keywords. So here is this one: merger or acquisition or joint venture or partnership or collaboration. So any of those sort of news, if comes in with all these keywords, not all, any of these keywords, uh, it will send me then an alert basically. So I have shown you these can be the search strings. So we can use and or double quotes, brackets. So let me show you one example of a bracket. So for example, I show get Roda or Divo and um, prostate cancer. So I hope you remember about the Boolean searches which I have showed you. So in terms of Boolean search, I have created this bracket Ketruda or Obdivo. So basically either of those, and then the article or the news or whatever, it should have prostate cancer together. Okay, and must have it. So I'll create an alert of this. So once the alert is created, it will be visible here. Now I'll show you another thing. So see, I have selected once a day, but I don't know at what time it is going to send it to me. So here is the setting basically. You can select the delivery time. So I can choose morning, I can choose evening, or whatever suits me. Then already have once a day. I can change it to once a week also, and so yeah, as per my interest, I can change those things. Now, see, I'm sorry, but the time when I'm recording this, it's already 1 o'clock in the night, and then I'm feeling sleepy. I've been tired of the whole day. So okay, let me show you an example of the how Google Alerts comes in your inbox. So here it is. I click on it. Okay, so I'll click on it. So for example, firstly, see here, the news came. This alert came to me on 11th of July, at 10 a.m. So you remember I have set the time at 10 a.m. It was already set at 10 a.m. So it came on the dot at 10 a.m. Here are few examples how it came. So it has shown me a title, website name, and then a slight glimpse of the meta material basically, or the metadata basically. Now you can select, you can read. I see read, African American partnership to launch phase 3 trial in early pregnancy. This is not something of my interest, I know that. And you'll gauge this over the time, that this is relevant, this is not relevant. So, for example, this news seems to be a relevant news. That, sorry, I clicked on it and it took me to the website uh, of the PR agents, sorry, of the PR newswire basically, where this news has been hosted. So here you can see that Reshape Life Sciences has entered into a merger agreement with uh, Vium Therapeutics and asset purchase agreement with Biored. So Reshape has partnered with or merged with Vium Therapeutics and also has an agreement with Biored Medicis. So you can go through the whole news. I'm not gonna talk about the news much here, but yeah, here's the news. You can use this and source it from here as well. So this is how it makes it easy. So you understand the use of the Google Alert. It it is not humanly possible to track all your competitors every day and see whether they have published any news or there is any information or not. And it's also not just about competitor website. It is also about that what others are saying about those companies. So, for example, let's say PharmaShot has published a news, a piece about that, about Kitruda, let's say. So, it's not humanly possible to track on a daily basis. So, you can use this Google Alert to do your monitoring on a daily basis. Now, what else you should be doing? You go through all these news, and yeah, and let me show you one more thing. So, um, in each section, let's say medtech and partnership, there are more news. So you can click here; it will take you on a different page, or something of this kind of a page, and then you can see more of such news if there are there. So here there is this. The only latest news was this one. So here you can see only there is one news. Here you can see there are three news. If there are more than that, also it will show you. Um, at the moment, it's showing only three news per section. Now, from here also you can go and edit the the features, the timing, and so on and so forth. And this is how it is. Now, if you go on to the end, because the mail was very long, and you have already seen all my search strings. So mail is very long. So what you can see is you can click here, and once you click here, it will take you on to another page, which is basically here you have all the news. So you can see the cursor has been shortened, and there is a lot of news. I'll go through all these news, and yeah, and that's how Google Alert give you the news. Now it's your responsibility to change it, on a regular basis, update it, and then refine your strings, basically refine your search. That's your responsibility, not Google's responsibility. So to be an effective analyst, you need to keep a track of what has been changed, what you need to do, and so on and so forth. Another one tip which I would like to share with you all is that create a separate email address for these Google alerts. The reason is, one, your email address will be very chaotic because you will be having your personal emails also, and then your these sort of alert emails. Then it will become very chaotic. It will not be very difficult, not be easy for you to track. So that's first thing. Second thing is, um, it's just one place where you have all the information. So, for example, in future, if you've forgotten about some news, you can just go onto that email, type out whatever the random names are there, and then voila, your newses are there basically. So I have done that. I have two three email addresses which I have created for these sort of purposes only. Like for example, for CI alerts and CVRM, so I have that, and then I have this one which goes on my my news website um, tracking email address, and similarly basically. So these are so this is all about Google Alerts. Google Alerts is a very amazing tool by Google. It's free of charge. It does a lot of heavy lifting work for you, and it goes on to multiple websites, check out, and share the results with you. So I think this sums up about Google Alerts. Um, I will create another slide. Oh, sorry, I'll take up another tool in upcoming few more days, and we'll talk about that. So meanwhile, uh, share experiment with this, play with this, and create your own search strings, show me your results, share your results over the comment, screenshots, what you have done, how you have used it. Also let me know, was this something which was of your interest, and was it something you knew already or not? So yeah, please share your thoughts, share all the information which you can with me, and I'll be happy to answer any questions as always. I'll be putting my email address in the description, and you can just go there and ask questions from me, or I'll be putting my LinkedIn address also, ID, so you can connect with me there, ask me question over the chat on LinkedIn. I'll be happy to answer. So thank you. um, I don't know what time you'll listening to this, but good night from my end. Have a great day tomorrow. uh, okay, see you, bye bye.